7 days until the ban list.
So let's talk about it. What's getting banned, boys?
Well, before we get into that, don't forget to check out our most recent sponsor.
What? Our only sponsor. Please buy some stuff from gamehq.co.uk because we need to eat.
Yep, Sanctum Fires, get 5% off your order, your singles, whatever you want, man. Go for it. Anyway, we start with the band.
What's getting banned?
True King of all calamities, obviously.
Fufter.
I think it does need to go, doesn't it? Like, his turn skips are like not good for the game.
I think it's sort of like, it's a weird card because it hasn't had like a massive consistent sort of
place in the meta.
Placing like the meta like over the pack like since its release, but like every time it's coming up, it's broken, isn't it? Like you can't compare it to anything. It's like it's the closest thing we've got to Shotmaster. Sometimes I think it's better than it because they're not being able to attack is nuts.
What do we think? A little hot take and a little theory craft about it going to 1.
I think that's possible.
I think it's to be honest, I don't think anything will actually get banned on this list.
No, I think it'll be
because most continents are still like in some sort of lockdown, or there's no events being played anywhere apart from locals.
Yeah.
So I think at 1 it solves a bit of the problem because then at least it's not.
Because I think like when it's with it being at 1, I think that makes it so the deck actually sucks to Nibiru.
And the same makes Nibiru so much better, which is the point of.
But like I think personally, if I had to make a bet of one single card that was to get actually banned, I think it'd probably be
like it wouldn't surprise me if it goes, and it won't surprise me if it doesn't. Because I feel like if it was going to go, it maybe should have gone last list.
Maybe.
Because everybody knew this. This was like, everybody was saying, "Oh, VFD because a virtual world, and this is what's going to be the meta," and it is.
It's carried on. Yeah.
So are there any other really obvious choices?
People hate Ben 10. Everyone hates Ben 10 except for me.
No bias though.
Why are you scared of Droitron? Like the best card that needs to go anyway. If there was going to be a ban or a limit, it has to be Union Carrier.
Yeah.
Like for sure. Like that's the actual power card.
You ban it, wouldn't you?
And it's too new. So if VFD doesn't go last list, how can this go this list? It makes no sense.
I think as well you can make a case where if they're going to be hit, it's going to be minimal because they've got the new Xyz coming out.
And I think as well with the new Xyz, if they're going to get hit, it's even more of a reason to hit Union Carrier because the Xyz sort of replaces.
That makes a lot of sense actually. And I think Union Carrier is going to be busted again.
Yeah, it will never
in another deck.
Yeah, it will be nuts forever.
But that XYZ is mental, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I think that's kind of it really.
That's sort of like the main. Sort of non-random ones. But
I think with this list, the thing that's going to happen is what can Konami bring back? I think that's what we're probably going to see, like more than anything, because like obviously nothing's been played.
Maybe.
Yeah, look, there's loads of things that definitely could come back that I think. So Electrum,
I'd love Electrum back.
There is another card as well, which I personally think might not necessarily be banned this list, but definitely I don't think this card can stay in the game.
Is this because you've had to recently buy one for double the price it was?
It's not even that. I didn't want to buy one because I think it should be banned. It's ridiculous. Zeus is pathetic. This card is so nuts. Oh my, and Dragoon as well. Do you reckon this is Dragoon's time?
No.
Not even with the decks playing the 3 Insight, 3 Red Eyes Fusion.
If anything goes first, it's got to be Vert, in it. Because if you're playing Red Eyes, Insight and everything...
I don't think...
I'm alright with that.
I don't think Dragoon's the problem in the decks playing Vert. I think it's the problem with the decks playing Insight. Because they're the silly trap decks that...
So you ban Insight?
You just ban Dragoon.
I don't think it will get hit this list.
I don't think it needs to go. It's not... I don't know.
You know what? Yeah,
it's not that
for all the gas when the Megatins got dropped, we heard about Dragoon coming to the TCG, and what it's actually done.
It's nothing.
It's like one of the biggest flops I can ever remember, man. Like behind Galaxy Eyes, Dark Matter Dragon.
We were talking about this the other day. I think if they're going to make like a boss monster, like give it like some downsides, some drawbacks, which is kind of what it gets with the bricks. And
I'm never scared when I'm staring down a Dragoon, because a lot of the time as well, that's all they've got. And like maybe it's a few back row or something, but back row you can.
I think, like I say, I think the only thing I find annoying about Dragoon is right if you stop some plays and then they just go too much, does Vert go?
Yeah, that's
so like if Vert went, then that solves that problem. But
Vert's got like carrier syndrome where it's going to be broken again.
Yeah, for sure. But
they really did a number with those dual overload link monsters, man.
But, so yeah, for me that's like
I don't think Dragoon is
a non-issue really. But what else could come back? What spicy stuff have we got?
I think Astrograph could come back. I think they need to help that Doremi Chord deck as much as they can. I
think if we look at like the meta representation at the minute, what are the best decks? Virtual World, Droitron, Eldlik variants, and
Tri-Brigade.
So like that's the top 4 meta decks. So like if you look at probably Eld, it probably does need a little.
Yeah, it needs a
maybe.
consistency hit. Yeah.
So like Sang or Eld is probably going to 1, which for me is fine. I honestly don't think it needs hitting like back row decks. But I suppose like thinking about it, multi-faker is probably similar to like Sang, right?
Yeah, I could.
So
do you know
like,
what I could
that
see
definitely
doing
could happen
with Eldritch, because it's not like knock your socks off broken. It's just really consistent.
It could be one of those things where the
Semi-limited, yeah. They'll semi the Sang and they'll semi the Conk or something.
Yeah, which is fine.
I think that's fine because it's one less turn in it. It's like, didn't they do a similar thing with Sky Striker at first?
No, they had like Engage was the power card that just.
It's Horny Drones the first strike.
Was it limited?
That was because it was splashable. I don't think it's as splashable.
To be fair, I didn't play then, but that's a card that could come back, man. Engage. I'd love Engage back.
I think the community would be in uproar. You didn't play in those formats when it was Engage.
I played
Engage.
To be fair,
I played for 3 months.
Be different because I think just drawing Engage off Engage was just
horrible, wasn't it?
I played for 3 months when Engage was legal because it won the YCS.
I love Striker. Like I love that like deck, but I don't know, man. It's just not a healthy card, is it?
I think multi-roll can definitely come back to more than 1. I think that card
could come back to 3.
It's the next one, isn't it? I think Horny Drones is the only one that will permanently,
because it's like an engine, isn't it?
Splashable, isn't it? So we'll go on to sort of the semi-limits now. I don't really think there's anything that needs to be touched too much. What do you reckon?
Like I said, the only thing that they're probably going to do is maybe some of the stuff that's limited now might come back to semi and then back off. The dangers won't, because they're actually impactful. But stuff like, what was the Dragon Ruler card that came back, the Wind Tempest? So that might come back to 2.
I think that's like a perfect time now to start bringing Dragon Rulers back as well because of the Arm Dragon deck.
I agree.
They all like, because all the new Arm Dragon monsters trigger off the baby Dragon Rulers, so it's like an incentive to bring them back. I'm not saying that deck's going to be like good.
I'd bring it up a few tiers if it was. But they're already playing the Wind.
Yeah, well, when I've been playing with it, I've definitely played Tempest and the Little Tempest.
So that's a card that could go back to the to the limits rather. Do you think maybe Blaster?
Blaster's the next safest, I think. But I don't think any of them are particularly
horrible.
Yeah.
No.
I just think Tidal is like Tidal in general.
Bring Tidal back for ice barriers. Ice barriers.
George just bought 3 of the new ice barrier structure deck.
And what's a refund?
Yeah, it's shocking. Daylight robbery, man. It really is. What do we think of Unlimits then?
Like I say, what's 2 now was the True King's Return thing.
Yeah, and
that's probably
Mali.
going to come back. Mali has to be at 2. I think that's the only one that needs to be semi-limited forever, isn't it?
Yeah,
because it's just the consistency.
I can't really think of anything that I'd bring back to 3.
If they're going to bring back multi-roll, like you said, it'll go to 2 first. But so that would be a card.
It'd be nice if like Konami did really think about it and didn't just blanket this and like we get a lot of stuff back. That'd be quite cool.
I think it'd be nice because you can really make a very strong case that our ban lists are determined based on product sales rather than for the healthiness of the game generally. So I think it would be really nice for them to see them bring back stuff that they aren't necessarily going to profit from.
And especially because probably a lot of us are not going to play again for the next 3 months anyway. So like, let's see what. Yeah,
that's
why
might
lose a lot of.
I think the only card which we can say is definitely coming back to 3 is Lauren.
Yeah,
because it's well,
I think the only other thing that might come off is Firewall because of the errata.
You nice ghost rare firewalls. Is it the alternate art as well?
Yeah, I think
so.
Oh, it's those Cyburst alt arts are dreadful. Have you seen the Borrowload? Whoa. So yeah, I think that's everything really. Maybe quick fix you suggested earlier.
I think that can come back as long as Master Plan's gone.
Spiral can do some stuff now. Though,
yeah, they can play, but it makes it less sort of like.
I think Spiral's like a really. I think it's quite a scary deck to play against because any time that I've played against Spiral, like after it was good, you know that they've got something that they're planning on doing some crime. Like it can that deck's one of them that just does anything, and Sleeper's still broken.
Yeah, it's Sleeper Lock's not like. If we're saying Dragoon's fine, then Sleeper Lock's fine.
I'm not saying Dragoon's fine. That's the difference.
So I think we're going to move on now to our wish lists. Now these are the ones that are maybe a bit unrealistic, but ones that we'd like to see.
That's just stupid because I was just going to admit everything. Free for all.
Colossus, Harp.
I think Colossus is a big one. What would you think the community's reaction to Colossus coming back would be?
I think people
uproar.
I reckon if you did like a survey, maybe 60% would say it could come back.
Do you reckon?
And then for the next list, it'll be like 99% say to ban. It's just. It's broken, isn't it? Like,
well, could you imagine your Ben 10 survives, it stays at 3, but then every deck selects a Colossus?
We were talking about this the other day, like if Colossus come back, it would just ruin the format, wouldn't it? Like,
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
And then you got like in the Deer Servant and all that, like
Eldland, like all the power cards.
You literally have to Zeus him away.
Yeah.
That's your out.
I think that's the thing with Colossus. I don't think if it can't come back to more than one because in Master Rule 5. No, but like if you entertain the idea,
I don't know how bad the meta has to be for Colossus to win.
I just want to play Thunder, man.
I mean, I love it. Like, one of my favourite ever decks. Like,
I never played that. I took my sabbatical. If you
it's
want to
weird, yeah, because we had that format of like Thunder, Striker being the best decks.
Yeah.
But Striker used to pee all over it, man.
How?
Because it just used to like, I don't know, like, just out it all the time.
We dying because the natural
most,
yeah.
Just everything you like.
It was
the most top cut deck.
It was like you couldn't search anything, but you could summon Ray, make Hayate, mill what you wanted, add it back.
It's like it did it.
You're going through the back door.
Yeah.
So, do you have any ones that you'd love to see come back?
What, from anything?
Yeah, banned.
Snow.
I think Fairy Tale Snow, but I don't think that card can coexist with Union Carrier whatsoever.
It's just never coming back.
Totally.
Snow, I don't know, like. I'm quite enjoying the new decks that we've got at the minute.
I think the game's in a really good place, man.
Yeah, the format's alright. To be honest, I've liked it ever since like Cecil came out, to be honest.
Oh yeah, about a year ago.
Yeah.
Everything's been quite.
I think it's a shame 2020 has been such a good year for Yu-Gi-Oh!
I know, like the best sets of like the last however many years, and we can't even play them, man.
I think what's quite refreshing as well is that like with Secret Slayers, Adamant Capator came out, and that deck wasn't even hyped. It wasn't hyped at all because it didn't.
I'll have you know, I was hyping that deck with my 3 of each egg.
Yeah, but you were ending on 3 Raptides.
Mostly a night, bro. Playing 1 block dragon, was it?
No, I was playing 3 block dragon. No, you'd end on Leonite and you'd revive Fossil Diner.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
That's cracking, man.
How do you get him to the grave?
You can mill him with something. What do you mill it? I don't know.
But like, I think like Adamant Spider reminds me a lot of Droitron, where these decks weren't really hyped at all, and then out of nowhere they're just one of the best decks.
Do you know what it is? It's the Max C effect.
Yeah, it's the Max C thing, isn't it? So like, obviously these decks flop because the OCG have Max C, but then because we don't, we just rinse these cards.
I think that's a card that has to come up in any ban list discussion, is the return of Max C.
I never want it back.
We did like a game the other week where we both had it for a turn and we played like 3 turns. We weren't even playing like super fast decks, and it's just a turn skip.
Yeah,
it can't come back.
I think when I first started playing again, because I've only been playing now for about another like year and a bit, I was on the fence because I played with Max C,
and I remember it all the time.
I remember it being fine, but then like you think of how the decks have progressed in special summons.
Just think about all the different hand traps you can draw off Max C as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I think like I honestly think Max C could get errated and it could say you can draw a maximum of 2 cards off this, and it'd still be the best hand trap in the game.
Yeah,
but you think about when they release like draw cards like as such, like Prosperity's just come out, right? And like look at the stipulation on that.
Yeah.
So, like, how is that card ever coming back? Like, it's just not.
I think that's their way of sort of like making these balance staples now. Like they did the same extravagance. Like
they're making them bomb proof, aren't they?
Because like draw effects in Yu-Gi-Oh are like nuts because there's no mana or there's no like energy system. So like every card you draw, you can theoretically use. So anytime you get to draw a card or search a card, it's just like
it's mad, you know. When you look at the recent like restrictions on the pot cards, I think if Desires came out tomorrow, it wouldn't just be Banish 10.
It might not be, no.
It'd be something else. Because
Banish 10 and you can't draw after, and
it'd be something like that.
Probably.
Your opponent takes half damage.
Would you banish 20 to draw 3?
Yeah. All day. I will banish the rest of my deck to draw 3.
Grim Magi's just like
Did you have anything you really wanted to push back?
No, I think that was it really. Like I say, this because nobody's playing, nothing can really go, and like to come back, like it's just up in the air, and look, I don't know, man. You guys have been playing a lot longer than me as well, so it's like I've only really seen the last maybe 2 years of lists set up.
I think Yu-Gi-Oh's in a really good place.
Same.
I really do.
I don't think I've got really anything to complain about in the format.
It's great when you go into a game and you sort of know that, like, okay, what you put out, I have a reasonable chance of breaking.
And especially when it's not like there's not 12 decks that are like good. Like there is kind of like the top 4 in it.
It's a bit
like
like
if you're playing one of the top 4, then like at least you're in with a shout.
It's a bit like that format, the Eternal format, where it's like Salad and Striker and Orcust and all that.
Thunder.
So yeah, I think that's the video. We're wrapping it up there.
Yeah. That's not a lot to talk about.
If you've got any suggestions, disagree with us, agree with us, anything we missed out, please drop it in the comments. One of us will reply.
But we definitely need to ban Zeus.
Yeah, I disagree with you.
It's too early. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one.